I wanted to ask, do you think it's better or worse for a company to publicly shout out the company they're going against? It's worse. Depends on why you're talking about them. All right, that's a fantastic answer, Bimo. Boom. I saw this Twitter thread today and I loved it. This talks about the old music streaming wars and how back in 2015, Apple tried to crush Spotify. In 2006, Daniel Ek started Spotify in Sweden. The music industry was dying. Piracy killed 50% of revenue. CD sales had collapsed. iTunes dominated legal downloads. Everyone said streaming would fail. By 2015, Spotify was growing fast. 75 million active users, present in 58 countries, worth $8.5 billion. Then Apple decided to enter music streaming.
Apple Music, the next chapter in music, and I know you are going to love it. It will change the way that you experience music forever. To tell you more about it.
How many of you guys are Spotify versus Apple Music users? I use Apple Music. Maybe this is bad, but I have an iPhone and that's just the one I use because it's convenient. YouTube. Frick. Into personal folders. In piracy. Let's do it. Spotify's algorithm is the worst thing ever. Really? I like the Spotify algorithm. Shuffle button is genuinely not random. Oh, that might be true. But like the one where it recommends songs, I think is good. I think it's better on Spotify. But Apple's strategy was brutal. They charge a 30% fee on all subscriptions, banned links to external payment options, blocked app updates from mentioning prices, and pre-installed Apple Music on 1 billion devices. If you guys remember, Apple and Fortnite got in a huge battle because they wouldn't let Fortnite go to the website to charge. They just take a 30% cut regardless of how big it is. And a lot of companies didn't like this. Not only did they ban it, they added a 30% fee to everything, blocked all of the app updates from mentioning prices. Meaning when you went in the Spotify app to look at things, you could not even see the prices. They would not show it on the app. Spotify on iPhone was $13 to cover the 30% that Apple had done. It was super bad. Like, it just was like not cool. So they moved on. EK made a shocking move. Instead of surrendering, he went nuclear. He filed an antitrust complaint with the European Union. Basically, they were like, guys, Apple is freaking us. This is really bad. You should stop it. And Apple was like, too bad, so sad, small kid. No one cares. So then Spotify dropped this crazy video.
We love all things audio, and we know you do too. We also know that millions of people love Apple's platform. In fact, so do we. However, we don't love it when Apple comes between you and the things you love to listen to. If you were to upgrade to premium in our app through the App Store, we'd have to give Apple a whopping 30% of your subscription fee.
Jeez.
Apple knows we can't afford to pay that tax and keep our prices low for our fans. They've been using this power to give themselves an unfair advantage that harms fans like you. They censor us from sharing discounts or promotions with you, like our awesome deal to give you 3 months of premium for 99 cents. And they make it harder and harder for us to fix any problems or bring you the cool stuff we think you'd really enjoy. Of course, Apple doesn't put these barriers in front of their own music service. Choice is always a better option. Apple shouldn't use their power to create an uneven playing field that only benefits themselves.
Crazy good. So Apple was able to provide a cheaper experience and Spotify got all butthurt. Kind of. The thing is, Spotify wasn't complaining that they could make a cheaper experience. Spotify was saying that Apple would change the rules. So here's Spotify, right? Does that look like Spotify? Let's say it costs 10 doubloons, 9, 10. If you buy it on your computer, if you buy it on a Samsung phone, 15%. Okay, cool. They take 1.5 doubloons. 1.5 doubloons. Samsung's gonna take a doubloon and a half. So Spotify's gonna get 8.5 doubloons. For Apple, Apple's gonna take 3 doubloons. So then Spotify's only gonna get 7 out of 10 of their doubloons. And they were only doing this just on the App Store. So this is for only iPhones. And so they tried to do it where you could just go on a web page. Apple banned it on their own platform. You need to pay an extra 30%, meaning the price of this went more. So it would cost now 13 doubloons. So Apple added like 3 extra doubloons to pay for these 3 balloons. They said, okay, we don't like the prices. We're just going to go make a website where you can buy Spotify Premium and it'll work on your phone. And then Apple banned it. They said, no. Spotify was like, that's not cool. So they went and told the teachers, called the government. The EU opened a formal investigation. US Congress questioned Apple. Other developers joined the fight. South Korea literally changed their laws Antitrust meaning like you can't fix the prices because you are the store. Well, it's their app store. It's completely legit. Except for the fact that this 30% Apple tax, that interaction doesn't exist for Apple. So they can charge less than Spotify and offer the same service only because they own the store. And that's too much. Why would they be dumb and help their competitors? That's the point of this whole thing, is that they were trying to kill Spotify. Apple, by the government, was forced to allow external payment links. So this 30% tax they were taking, these extra 3 doubloons on top of it, this was gone now. No more of this. You click a button, go to a website, and then just pay there. And so now Spotify gets all of the money. They basically made their own store, like you said. Kill the competitor if you can. That's the basics of market competition. 100% true unless you're the only person on the market. And then it's not okay, because then everything gets like way too high. That's called a monopoly. That's why we have these things called antitrust laws. They're pretty cool. During this whole thing, Spotify kept growing. By 2023, they had basically 500 million users. This is a little lesson on competition. All right, let's say you really want to buy a pack of Pokemon cards, okay? But you can't pay a lot of money because you're only 12. When you have 2 stores, Red Store is selling their pack of Pokemon cards, $5 for the Red Store. You can go to the Blue Store for $4. Where are we going to buy our Pokemon cards? It's the Blue Store because you can get them for $1 less, right? Blue, yes. Following along. Everyone now goes and they're like, I'm buying my Pokemon cards at the Blue Store. They have all the Pokemon cards at $4. And the Red Store sees this. Let's change the plan here. We have too many Pokemon cards and we need to sell these cards. Our Pokemon cards are now $3. Now where's everyone buying their Pokemon cards? They're flying to the Red Store. Whoosh, whoosh, fly over to the Red Store. They're losing money now. And so now both stores have to meet in the middle here. Blue can't survive with not selling any Pokemon, and Red can't survive with only selling at $3. Both gonna just sell probably at about $3.50 a pack. Now that's a win for you. You, Mr. Pokemon Kid, Ash Ketchum over here. Your name's Ash. You're super happy. You're like, dang, bro, I get my Pokemon cards at $3.50. Ash Ketchup from Pallet Town. But then let's say this. No more Blue Store. Blue Store is gone. No more Blue Store. You only have Red Store. And guess what? It's a secret. Red Store's actually the Apple Store, guys. My Pokemon cards are now $8. Over here in Belgium, you know that the Pokemon cards over there are only $4 a pack. Now you're fricked. Did Red Store burn down Blue Store? Somebody just has to open the Green Store. You guys want to see what I bought, actually? I bought some Pokemon cards. You want to see? Here's my Pokemon cards. Oh. I bought these like a couple days ago. I got them at $50 each, which is like less than the original price that they are. That only happened because there were multiple markets for me to shop from. I bought that from a secondhand market. And that wouldn't have happened if my only option was the Pokemon website. All right, guys, let's go make a good impression. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for the content. Pukey, you're such a real one, actually.